Welcome back, everyone. We're back again, checking out the new Unearthed Arcana, this time for the Cleric, Druid, and Wizard. I had a quick look over these. These ones seem a bit kind of out there in comparison to previous editions of Unearthed Arcana. But yeah, let's just dive right into it. As per usual, this stuff is playtest material, so you can't use it in likes of official games like in Adventures League and whatnot. But yeah, let's dive straight into it. So the first one we have is the Cleric. First level of Cleric gains the Divine Domain feature. Here is a playtest option for that feature, the Twilight Domain. The Twilight Domain governs the transition and blending of light into darkness. It is a time of rest and comfort, but also the threshold between safety and unknown. Deities of healing or respite such as Baldre, Hestia, Mishakal or Pelor, bravery or protection such as Dolara, Hajima, Helm or Ilmater, travel or transition such as Flarnagan, Hermes, the Raven Queen or the Traveler, or the night and dreams such as Celestian, Morpheus, Nut or Saloon, might grant these clerics the Twilight Domain. Clerics who serve these deities tend to be brave, delving into the dark to hold its dangers at bay and to bring comfort to those who lost far from the light. Okay, so with the Twilight Domain spells, at first level you get Fairy Fire and Sleep, third level you get Darkness and Invisibility, fifth you get Aura of Vitality, Leomund's Tiny Hut, seventh you get Aura of Life, Greater Invisibility, and ninth you get Circle of Power and Dream. So your bonus proficiencies with the Twilight Domain, you gain proficiency with martial weapons and heavy armor. Ooh, that'd actually be kind of interesting. It feels kind of like a paladin of sorts. Maybe that's what they're going for. Like you're the cleric to guide them out of the darkness, and you're going to be going with heavy weapons. I think this is a great sword, martial weapon. That could be an interesting, or like a warhammer or something kind of that kind of ideal. That'd be kind of cool. At a first level, you get a feature called Eyes of the Night. Your eyes are blessed, allowing you to see through the deepest gloom. You have dark vision with no maximum range. You can see in dim light as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. As an action, you can magically give the benefit of this feature to any number of creatures you can see within 10 feet of you. The shared benefit lasts for 10 minutes. You can extend this benefit a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, a minimum of 1. And you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Jeez, that is powerful. No range on it. Jesus, that is potent. Vigilant Blessing, first level Twilight Domain feature. The night has taught you to be vigilant. As an action, you give one creature you touch, including possibly yourself, advantage on the next initiative roll the creature makes. This benefit ends immediately after the roll, or if you use this feature again. Okay, that's also kind of a cool one. Okay, so you can theoretically use it infinitely amount of times. So every time before combat, before you think it's coming, you just tap yourself and give yourself advantage. That is very handy. Channel Divinity, Twilight Sanctuary. At second level, you can use this feature. You can use your Channel Divinity to refresh your allies with Soothing Twilight. As an action, you present your holy symbol and a sphere of twilight emanates from you. The sphere is centered on you as a 30-foot radius and is filled with dim light. The sphere moves with you and it lasts for 1 minute or until you are incapacitated or die. Whenever a creature, including you, ends its turn in the sphere, you can grant the creature one of these benefits. Give it 1d8 temporary hit points and one effect causing it to be charmed or frightened. Ooh, that would be very handy, because like, for example, you could end its turn in the sphere. Oh yeah, so giving it temporary hit points, so you could theoretically temporary boost it every round. Say for example you're going through an area that causes you, I don't know, a few points of damage every round that you're in it. If you shoot that up and have your party walk alongside you, they're going to be getting temporary hit points the whole time, so that will only deduct from that. Or, for example, if you're fighting something that can charm you or frighten you, like, for example, a dragon, that's powerful if you can end it with just using this ability, keeping you within 30 feet. Although there is the possibility of you clumping together and getting hit with a magic blast attack. But yeah, another thing to keep in mind, as it says here, temporary hit points don't stack. But I would be using this in situations where you are expecting to take damage every round, just so you could just continually boost your teammates and allies continually. Steps of the Brave. At 6th level, you draw strength from your connection to Twilight and find yourself at home within its dark embrace, gaining 2 benefits. You have advantage on saving throws against being frightened. If you are in dim light or darkness, you can use a bonus action to magically give yourself a flying speed equal to your walking speed until the end of your next turn. What? Okay. So if you're in darkness, if you're in dim light or darkness, you can essentially fly. More than likely, you're going to average around 30 feet. So 30 feet. I know, like, maybe if you're wearing heavy armor, then you could go like 20. But like more than likely, you're probably going to be in around 20 or 20 or 30. Unless maybe you took a dip into Barbarian or something, you're just going to be a flying, bloody monster of a fighter. At 8th level, you get Divine Strike. You gain the ability to infuse your weapons with strikes with Divine Energy once on each of your turns. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can cause the attack to deal an extra 1d8 psychic damage. When you reach 14th level, the extra damage increases to 2d8. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Yeah, this very much feels like a paladin of sorts, or like a holy knight. Midnight Shroud. At 17th level, you can harness the shrouding power of night to protect your allies and stymie your foes. Whenever you cast a darkness spell using a spell slot, you can choose a number of creatures that you can see, including yourself, equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of 1. The chosen creatures can see through the darkness. Wow, that's actually kind of... This is one of the few that actually seem quite usable. I'd say you'd be better at maybe taking a dip into another class just to get some bonuses. Maybe like Fighter at the beginning and then dipping into this class to get all the bonuses. Maybe give yourself like be trained with certain weapons. I know you're going to get proficiency with martial weapons and heavy armor, so maybe go Paladin and maybe go up to 3rd level and choose a archetype to go down or a subclass, and then you could further go down the Cleric domain. And like maybe this is where your Paladin class took you down a different direction and you want to become a little more holy and not as much as of an Avenger of sorts. But yeah, that seems hella cool. Definitely a lot more usable than some of the ones that are further down. I just had a quick glance through them, but yeah. So then we have the Druid Circle. At 2nd level, a Druid gains the Druid Circle feature. Here's a playtest option for that feature, the Circle of Wildfire. Circle of Wildfire. Druids who are members of the Circle of Wildfire understand the necessity of destruction, such as how a forest fire promotes growth. These druids bond with a primal spirit that harbors destruction tendencies, allowing the druids to use their power to create controlled flames that help flora and fauna reproduce and grow. Circle spells. You formed a mystical bond with a wildfire spirit, being a primal being of creation and destruction. Your link with this spirit grants you access to certain spells. At 2nd level, you learn the Fireball cantrip, very handy. When you reach certain levels in this class, you can gain access to the spells listed for that level in the Circle of Wildfire spells table. Once you gain access to one of these spells, you always have it prepared, and it doesn't count against the number of spells you can prepare each day. If you gain access to a spell that doesn't appear on the Druid spell list, the spell is nonetheless a Druid spell for you. So with Druid level, 3rd level, you learn Locate Animals or Plants and Scorching Ray. 5th, you learn Fireball and Plant Growth. 7th, you learn Aura of Life and Fire Shield. And 9th, you learn Flame Strike and Raise Dead. This one I'm kind of confused by, Raise Dead. Like, that doesn't seem like the wildfire. Like, the whole thing is about destruction and regrowth, not rising the dead to fucking, well, I don't know. That seems a bit like, a bit out there for me. Summon Wildfire. You can summon the primal spirit bound to your soul. As an action, you can expend one of your use of wild shape feature to summon your wildfire spirit, rather than assuming a beast form. The spirit appears in an unoccupied space of your choice you can see within 30 feet of you. Each creature within 10 feet of the spirit, other than you, when it appears, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC, or take 2d10 fire damage, which will be. Well, that's calculated in the actual class, so yeah. The Wildfire Spirit is friendly to you and your companions and obeys your commands. See this creature's game statistics in the Wildfire Spirit stat block. You determine the spirit's appearance. Some spirits take the form of a humanoid figure made of gnarled branches covered in flames, while others look like beasts wreathed in fire. In combat, the Wildfire Spirit shares your body initiative count. Okay, I don't know what I read there. Shares your initiative count, but takes its turn immediately after yours. The only action it takes on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take one of the actions in its stat block, or to take the dash, disengage, help, or hide action. That's cool. It can use disengage. The Wildfire Spirit manifests for 1 hour until it is reduced to 0 hit points, or until you use your wild shape again. Well, that kind of sucks. It doesn't last for the hour. So if you use wild shape, it just immediately goes. Maybe that's one thing I would change. Or I would say maybe if you like release it or something, or bring it back into your body. So it's a small elemental, any chaotic alignment. AC 13, hit points equal to your Wildfire Spirit Constitution modifier plus your Wisdom modifier plus 5 times your level in this class. So could have a pretty decent level. 20 feet for walking, or you could fly for 30 feet. Why wouldn't it just fly everywhere? I don't know who would make it walk. Has a strength of 10, dex of 14, con of 14, int of 13, wisdom of 15, and charisma of 11. Not too bad. Dex plus 4, con plus 4, and wisdom plus 4. Skills, nature plus 4. Damage immunities, fire. Conditions, immunities, charmed, frightened, grappled, prone, restrained. Senses, 20 or 60 feet dark feet, passive perception 12, understands the languages you speak. Soul bond, the following number increases by 1 when your proficiency bonus increases by 1. The spirit's skill and saving throws bonuses above the bonuses to hit and damage of its flame seed and the bonus hit damage of its fiery teleportation. So the actions when you use your bonus action. So we have flame seed, it's a ranged weapon attack, plus 4 to hit, range of 30 feet. One target you can see, it's a 1d6 plus 2 fire damage, or for every time you go up a bonus, proficiency bonus, it increases its damage by another amount. Then we have fiery teleportation, recharges after a short or long rest. The spirit and each blink creature of your choice within 5 feet of it is teleported up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Each creature within 10 feet of the space that the spirit left must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC or take 1d6 fire damage. Oh, that's not too bad. So it's kind of like a Misty Step, but with a mini fireball in it. Enhanced Bond at level 6. The bond with your Wildfire Spirit enhances your destructive and restorative spells. Whenever you cast a spell that deals fire damage or restores hit points while your Wildfire Spirit is summoned, roll a 2d8 or d8 and you gain a bonus to one roll of the spell equal to the number rolled. In addition, when you cast a spell with a range other than self, the spell can originate from your Wildfire Spirit. From you or your Wildfire Spirit. Oh, that is actually really handy. Because if you want to try to like manipulate the battlefield, so you're trying to stay maybe a good distance away from some sort of spellcaster or someone who has a good range attack, and you're trying to keep out our distance, maybe not get charmed or whatever, send your little spirit in as a decoy, and you're going to be like, I'm going to start casting the spell, make it look like you're casting it, and then get the actual spirit to cast it through it. That'd be actually a cool little feature if someone did that. Maybe just to send a person off guard. Flames of Life at 10th level. You gain the ability to turn death into flames of vitality. When a small or larger creature that you can see dies within 30 feet of you or your Wildfire Spirit, you can use your reaction to cause primal flames to spring from the body. When a creature you can see touches these flames, the creature regains hit points or takes fire damage, your choice, equal to 2d10 plus your wisdom modifier. The flames vanish after a creature has touched them or after 1 minute. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of once. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Okay, that's not too bad. So, Flames of Life. So basically, when something dies, you just set them ablaze and it either heals you or kills you. Although it's going to be a bit of a weird one if, like, oh no, like the smaller large creature. I suppose this tiny doesn't specify, like, maybe an animal or something. But that's kind of cool. You'd hate if one of your companions decided you set them ablaze and that heals your friends then. Blazing Endurance. The bond with your wildfire spirit is exceptionally strong. Even fatal blows only fuel your defiance. If you drop to 0 hit points and don't die outright, you drop to 1 hit point instead and gain temporary hit points equal to 5 times your druid level, and each creature of your choice within 30 feet of you that you can see takes fire damage equal to 2d10 plus your druid level. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Oh my god. Temporary hit points equal to 5 times your level, so you're at 14th level there. So if you went down to save, for example, you're at like 5, you get hit. Oh my god. I'm not sure how temporary hit points work. If saves are some sort of attack that'll maybe that negates that, or I suppose that you can't heal them, so you continually take that damage. So even if you get down to, say, I don't know, like 50, so you're like 50 temporary hit points and 1 normal. If you cast healing yourself, you only heal up to like however much. So I'm not sure if the not sure. I can't remember exactly how temporary hit points work with that. But yeah, so but you take away temporary hit points before you take away your own hit points, which is the handy thing at least. Is there any more features with this? We have the wizard one, which is the bloody weird one out of all of them. So we have the Arcane Tradition. At 2nd level, a wizard gains the Arcane Tradition feature. Here's a playtest option for that feature, the Tradition of Onomancy. Practitioners of magic will know the power of names, but wizards who follow the Tradition of Onomancy use their magic to manipulate the words that encompass existence. Onomancers expand their study into language itself, searching for threads of magical significance that weave through names. Something that is named stands out in the multiverse, distinct from the tapestry of creation all around it. That distinction creates power that Onomancers seek to tap. By seeking a target's true name, the wizard's spells slip between the cracks of the target's defenses, conforming to its essential nature through the power of its name to protect themselves. Wizards who follow this tradition often hide their true names, typically by adopting monikers and pseudonyms. Like, when I'm looking at this kind of reminds me of like Caleb from Critical Role, how he kind of hides his name, but he does it for a different reason. But and in the show they have Matt Mercer has created the Unearthed. But Onomancy, like, if I was doing this, I would maybe go more so down the Skyrim-esque and give words of power. I know, like, there's spells that have words of power, like kill with a death word or finger of death, that kind of stuff. Or like power words, so like maybe do stuff like that, like you say specific words and they do specific things. Maybe going down that route rather than looking for a person's name and then trying to deal damage to them through that way. It's like, I only deal damage to people that I know their names of. I don't know, it's a weird one. Okay, so true names. Onomancy, or naming magic, is a method of spell casting that uses a creature's true name to enhance a spell's effects. A true name is the name by which a self-aware creature identifies itself. This name might be the name a person was given at birth or one a person chose or earned later in life. Whatever a name's origin, the simplest way for you to know your true name is to think truthfully about yourself and then think, my name is ... Your true name is how you finish that sentence. You can try to hide your true name by using a pseudonym, but you must be wary not to inhibit that false name too deeply. If a false name comes to be the best expression of who you are, it becomes your true name. Changing one's true name is never a quick choice. It's something that happens over time as a name becomes the creature's truth. As a quick guide, a creature has a true name if it understands at least one language or it has an alignment. Okay, so get bonus proficiencies with Unemancy. You learn one language of your choice and gain proficiency with calligrapher's tools. Extract name. At second level, the Onomancy can magically compel a creature to divulge its true name. As a bonus action, you target one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. On a successful save, you discern that this magic failed, and you can't use this feature on that target again. On a failed save, the target is charmed by you until the end of your next turn, and you mentally learn the charmed target's name or the fact that the target lacks a name. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of once, and you regain all expended uses of it when you finish a long rest. The extract name feature, my question is, if you fail it, can you never do it again against them? Because it doesn't say that you can't, like, if they're failed, you can't do it again for the rest of the day. It just says you can't do it again. That'd be my guess. Maybe it's like, I felt this, this like intrusions in my mind trying to get me to reveal myself. That's like, nope, we're going to lock that part of the brain off and like you can never go into that door again. That'd be my guess. So it could be a difficult feature if this is a one and burn kind of situation where if it doesn't work, you're fucked. Fateful Naming. You can bend magic to assist or hinder creatures through the power of their true names, and even those names as an anchor to affect others around them. The Bane and Bless spells are wizard spells for you, and you add them to your spellbook. You always have them prepared, yet they don't count against the number of spells you can prepare. You can cast either spell without expending a spell slot if you speak the true name of one of the target. If you speak the true name of one target of the spell as part of casting it, you can cast the spells in this way a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, a minimum of once, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. At 6th level, we get Resonant Utterance. You learn words of power called Resonance, which allow you to tailor your spells through the use of a target's true name. Resonance known. When you gain this feature, you learn 2 resonants of your choice, which are detailed in the Resonance Options section. Each time you gain a level in this class, you can replace one resonance you know with another one. Okay, that's not too bad. Using a resonant. You can use one resonant when you cast a wizard spell with a spell slot and speak the true name of one creature targeted by the spell. Speaking the name is part of casting the spell. You can use resonates a number of times equal to half of your wizard level, round down, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Resonant options. Here are your options when choosing a resonant. Absorption. When you cast a spell that deals damage to the target, you gain 3d6 temporary hit points. The number of temporary hit points you gain increases by 1d6 when you reach 10th level, 46, 14th level, 5d6 in this class. Devastation. If the spell requires the named creature to make a saving throw, that creature has disadvantage on the first save it makes against the spell. It's kind of cool. Dissolution. The first time the named creature takes damage from the spell, that creature takes an extra 2d8 force damage. The extra force damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 10th level, 3d8, and at 14th level, 4d8 in this class will do your Resonant 6th. Nullification. If the named target is affected by any other spells, you know what those spells are, and you can attempt to end one of your choice by succeeding on an intelligence check with a DC equal to 10 plus the level of the chosen spell. Puppetry. The first time the named creature takes damage from the spell, you can knock the creature prone or move it up to 10 feet, either directly towards you or away from you. Sympathy. If the named creature is within range of the spell, you can target the creature with the spell even if you can't see the creature or has total cover against the spell. Okay. Inexorable Pronouncement. You learn 2 new resonants of your choice from the Resonant Utterance feature. Relentless Naming. You have learned how to bypass a named creature's defenses against certain types of damage. When you cast a spell that deals damage to a creature whose true name you speak, as part of casting the spell, you can cause the spell to deal force or psychic damage to the creature instead of the spell's normal damage type. I don't know. I think that's very underpowered. It's a very roleplay heavy kind of class, I think. I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy that at all. I think if you're going to go for down that line, I would have gone like the Skyrim-esque where you get words of power rather than just doing 4 different things with your spells. Like you get a couple bonuses, but that's about it. Like if you want just a couple bonuses, you might as well go Hex or a Warlock, and you get some I forget what they're called, but you get like boons and stuff that you can add to your spells. Like you can add extra damage onto your spells, such as Eldritch Blast, stuff like that, adding your Charisma modifier onto spell attacks. Like obviously the damage types here are a lot more, and you get there's a bit of a temporary hit points thing in this one, or no? We got temporary hit point from Absorption. We got the temporary hit point from Flames of Life and the Blazing Endurance, and then we have the Twilight Sanctuary for Twilight Sanctuary for this one, and there's another one, isn't there? No, it's just that. But yeah, there seems to be a temporary hit point kind of theme going on with this. I don't know, I think it's the poorest one out of the bunch. The best one I thought so far in terms of singular classes was the Barbarian, the Cleric. The Warlock was quite good, and so was the Sorcerer. Those 4 were actually pretty decent. I think the other ones are quite lacking. The Druids seem kind of weird. I don't get the Necromancy part of it. You think Druids are very natural, like you live and you die, or you're born, you live, you die. There's no like, oh yeah, you're gonna come back up for a second and power life into the people by summoning as zombies. I don't get that part. And then the Wizard one, like, it doesn't seem a good class at all in all honesty. I know some people are gonna be saying like, oh no, this is a great class and whatnot. Like, the only benefits I'm seeing is you're getting Bane and Bless, and then I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You're getting like these resonance, and you can change them as you go along. But if I was doing it, I would make it kind of like maybe, you know, 1 true resonant, and you get another choice, and then you get maybe like a transmuter stone sort of thing, and you can change your resonant of that with the stone maybe to change it on the fly rather than being per level. I don't know. I think it's a bit meh in all honesty. Like, there's some good things, but the majority of the time it seems like you could use all of these at different situations, which I suppose is the idea. You actually have 4 and you can change one at a time every level. I don't know. It doesn't seem that worth it to me. And the fact that you only get 4 at level 10, I would say, oh yeah, once you hit level 15 you get another 2 or maybe another 1, so that you have a few more options to go about with. You're going to have a lot of spells, I suppose, so that's going to be another option. But I don't know. I think it's very lacking. But yeah, that's my opinion of it. Let me know what you guys think of it, because I'm not too keen on it. I think the Cleric's good, but I think the Cleric is kind of taking ideas of the Paladin of sorts, which is kind of like a beta B-Tech Paladin, I think is what they call it. B-Tech Paladin. Like, you want to be a Paladin. The only benefits I see is like Eyes of Night, Channel Divinity, Twilight Sanctuary, Vigilant Blessing. These stuffs are really good. Like, that's like, maybe you should just start this level and then go the rest of it with Paladin, because then at level 2 you get Divine Strike. Because other than that, I don't see it. And Steps of the Brave, maybe go up to 6th level, and then after that, like, just go, yeah, I'm gonna go full Paladin now and get all the bonuses of that. But I don't know. But yeah, sure, we'll end the video there. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.